He insulted me in front of both our families. Then my husband looked at me like I was the problem and said, "He is not your son. Do not correct him." I smiled. I said, "Fine." The next morning, Tyler's car would not start for him. Not because it was broken. Because it was never his. My name is Claire Hart. I am 41 years old. I built a logistics company with 12 employees and one rule: respect is not optional when someone is feeding you. This is a family revenge story without screaming. Only keys, contracts, and a boy who learned too late that entitlement is not inheritance. If you have ever been told you have no right to speak in a house you pay for, stay with me. Because silence can be a signature. And signatures move more weight than apologies spoken after the money leaves. Before Thanksgiving, you need the 5 years that trained me to smile when I should have stood up. I met Mark at a charity auction in Raleigh. He had good shoes and a co-parenting story that sounded like growth. Tyler was 11 then, shy in photographs, sharp in person when adults disappointed him. I did not try to become his mother. I tried to become a safe hallway in a house with too many slammed doors. Mark's first wife lived 2 states away. On paper, Mark had custody logistics. In practice, he had a calendar full of almosts. Almost at the game. Almost at the conference. Almost emotionally available. I filled the almosts because children should not live on almosts. I packed lunches with notes that were never signed "Mom, only have a good day." I learned teacher names. I sat through a parent night where a counselor said he tested gifted and bored, adult language for a child who uses cruelty when he is scared of being ordinary. I paid for the assessment Mark forgot to schedule. I told myself love is sometimes a spreadsheet with a heart. Mark's consulting brand looked busy on LinkedIn. In the bank, it looked like a hobby with a logo. My company, Hart Logistics, moved freight for manufacturers who hated drama and loved on time. 12 employees. 1 warehouse. A reputation built on early mornings and invoices paid on day 28, because cash flow is dignity. When we married, my attorney Rena insisted on a trust for the house, premarital funds from selling my first apartment. Mark laughed and said paperwork kills romance. Rena said romance without paperwork is how women become guests in their own kitchens. I signed the trust. Mark skimmed a prenup. He believed marriage turned separate into shared by vibes. Vibes are not law. For 5 years I funded Comfort. Crestwood Academy tuition, because Mark said public would limit options, and options to Mark meant status that photographed well. Phone plan. Insurance on a black SUV registered to my company as fleet that became Tyler's personality. Allowance every month, $400 through Venmo, because Mark said teaching money management required money, then never taught management. Gym. Gaming subscriptions. Gas. Clothes when birthdays arrived, and Mark was on a client retreat that looked like a golf course. I told myself I was investing in peace. Peace that requires your erasure is not peace. It is a slow eviction of the self. There were warning lights. The night Tyler called my sister Diane the aunt who tries too hard, and Mark chuckled. The morning Mark said, "Don't be sensitive, he's testing you," as if my dignity were a practice exam. The weekend I paid for a sports trip and was not listed on the permission form under emergency contacts, only Mark and his mother. I swallowed it. Swallowing became my second job. Thanksgiving in Charlotte arrived with extra chairs and paper name cards that pretend families are simple. Diane brought sweet potatoes and Sister Morse code eye contact. Mark's mother brought opinions wrapped as concern. Tyler brought a phone and a face that said the room owed him applause. He is 16. Tall in the way boys get when bones arrive before manners. He can be funny. He can be kind to dogs and cruel to soft targets. That day, the soft target was my sister's dress. The comment was loud enough for the room and sharp enough to cut, about age, attention, trying too hard. Diane laughed, the trained laugh women use when the alternative is becoming the problem. I set my fork down. I said, gently, that was unkind. Apologize. Tyler rolled his eyes so hard I heard the teenage century in them. Or what? He said. You're not my mom. You're just the woman who married my dad's midlife crisis. Someone dropped a fork. Mark's mother studied gravy like it contained survival instructions. Mark stood half a second too late, the delay of a man who has already chosen a side and is only performing fairness. Claire, he said, don't make a scene. He's a kid. He's processing. Processing what? I asked. The right to humiliate adults who pay his life? Mark's jaw tightened, calm as a weapon. He is not your son, Claire. Do not correct him. I will handle my child. Handle, the word men use when they mean later, never, or not in front of company. Tyler smirked like he had won a game he did not know was rigged against him. I looked at the table I had set, the turkey brine since Wednesday, the flowers bought at 6 a.m. so the house looked effortless, as if effortless were free. I smiled the accounting smile. Fine, I said. You're right. He is not my son. Diane's eyes flicked to mine. She knows my find the way sailors know weather. I finished dinner like a professional guest in my own home. Refilled water. Packed leftovers for Mark's mother with perfect manners. Asked Tyler if he wanted pie as if my dignity had not been ranked below his punchline. When the last relative left, Mark poured whiskey and said I overreacted. Teenagers test boundaries, he said. I said, boundaries are not tested on the person funding the laboratory. Tyler went upstairs with a plate and zero apology. Mark watched a game. I went to the guest room that used to be my office before Open Concept shrank my work into a corner. Hour 1, inventory. Car, black SUV, Hart Logistics LLC. Insurance, company. Title never left the company. Tuition, Crestwood Spring AutoPay from operating account. Allowance, my Venmo. Phone, my plan. Gym and subscriptions, my card. Gas card, authorized user on my personal account. House, Hart Primary Residence Trust, grantor Claire, funded pre-marriage. Mark, spouse of record, not king. I wrote one sentence in my notes app. If I am not allowed to correct him, I am not required to carry him. Hour 2, Rena on the second ring. Do nothing illegal. Do everything contractual. Tonight. Document. Timestamp. No social media speeches. Let paper speak. I revoked the authorized user. Removed Tyler's phone line pending transfer and emailed myself the confirmation. Paused Crestwood AutoPay and drafted a letter on company letterhead. Funding discontinued effective immediately. Remaining balances are the responsibility of the student's legal guardians. Scheduled lock changes for 6:05 a.m., not to trap anyone, but because keys are not emotional support animals for people who insult you at your own table. Then the car. Dealer app. Fleet tools. Disable remote start. Remove shared location features Mark used like ownership. Tow ordered for 6:10 a.m. to the company lot, authorization as managing member. Printed note under the fruit bowl. Tyler's vehicle has returned to Hart Logistics. Personal use ended. Keys are company property. Questions, speak to Claire during business hours. C. I slept 4 hours. Not peace. Precision. The night before consequences has a particular quiet, the refrigerator and your heartbeat agreeing on a plan. At 6:40 a.m., Tyler shouted from the driveway. Dad, where's my car? Mark's feet hit the stairs. I poured coffee and watched light over the sink like a trial exhibit. Outside, the tow truck beeped with professional indifference. Mark found the note. His face did the math and hated the answer. "Claire, what the hell is this?" "He is not my son," I said. "You were very clear." So I stopped parenting him with my wallet. He called me cold. I said, "Cold is what you feel when the heat was never yours." Tyler cursed in the kitchen. I told him if he spoke to me like that again in my house, he would learn what guest means. Mark said not to threaten his child. I pointed at Rena's trust copies, tabs in red, beside the fruit bowl. "This house is held in the Hart Primary Residence Trust. You live here as my spouse. You do not own the walls that keep rain off your son's head." Mark laughed the wrong laugh. "We'll see what a judge says." Rena's email to him was already timestamped 11:14 p.m. Judges like timestamps more than speeches. Men like Mark confuse volume with evidence. By 8 a.m., Crestwood confirmed my letter. By 8:20, the school portal, payment failed, action required. Tyler went pale in a way insults never required. Private school is a costume. When the costume invoices, boys discover weather. Mark tried to transfer money. His personal account held less than Thanksgiving theater suggested. He asked me for a loan with year one romance face. I said, "You told me not to correct your son. I am also not funding him." He said I was destroying a child over words. I said words teach children what is allowed. He allowed cruelty. I discontinued subsidy. Diane arrived at 9 with bagels and the focused joy of a sister watching Justice clock in. Mark paced. Tyler slammed doors until I said slamming is free, rides are not. Mark's mother called after the family group chat, faster than ambulances, less accurate than weather apps. She said I was unstable. I put her on speaker and read Mark's line word for word with Diane as witness. Silence is a verdict. Then, "Well, he is a boy," I said, "and I am a person. Those two facts can exist without my humiliation as the bridge." Noon, soft social collapse. Friends expected the SUV in the student lot. Tyler arrived late in Mark's sedan that smells like lost arguments. A teacher emailed tuition concern that felt like gossip in professional font. A consulting client called Mark because he had bragged his household ran like a firm. Domestic financial rumors make clients check invoices and loyalty. I went to my office and ran a Q1 targets meeting like a woman with a spine and a payroll. Work is how I remember I exist beyond other people's children and other men's myths. At 2:14 p.m., Mark arrived unannounced. In the glass conference room he lowered his voice, control dressed as intimacy. "This has gone far enough. Tyler is sorry. Restore the car and tuition and we reset." Is he sorry he was cruel, or sorry the car left? Mark's silence was honest. "He can apologize without a transaction," I said. "If the apology is real, it will not require a payment plan." His palm hit the table. "You are punishing a kid because your ego got bruised." "No. I am ending a system where a child learns that women who love him are punching bags with credit cards." I slid an itemized sheet across the glass, 22 months of tuition, phone, insurance, allowance, gas, trips, birthday clothes. Mark forgot. Black ink that did not raise its voice. This was not a contribution debate. This was a choice. You chose blood hierarchy in front of my family. I chose not to finance contempt. He said he would divorce me. I said, "File. My attorney is faster than your pride." He left. My assistant brought water without asking. Women in offices recognize weather systems. That evening Tyler stood in the kitchen doorway with a backpack half open like a white flag. "Can we talk?" "Talking is free." I was a jerk, he said to the floorboards I refinished the year we moved in. Dad said you'd get over it. You always do. There it was, the curriculum without chalk. Claire absorbs. Claire funds. Claire gets over it. I can forgive unkindness that is owned, I said. I will not fund unkindness that is celebrated. Where am I supposed to go to school? Ask your father. He is your parent. He told the room I am not. It hurt. Truth often does. Protecting a child from every consequence is not love. It is manufacturing an adult who will insult another woman at another table and call it personality. Mark slept on the couch 3 nights. On the 4th he asked for mediation. On the 5th Tyler wrote an awkward, real apology, 2 paragraphs, no stress excuses, no everyone laughs like that. I accepted words. I did not return the car as a prize. I offered a path. Company vehicle again only after 3 months of Saturday warehouse work, inventory, labeling, listening to people who do not care about sneaker brands. Pay fair. Respect required. If Crestwood mattered, Mark would pay or they would transfer to public school with honest budgets. Mark hated it. Honesty feels like demotion to men who lived on appearance. Tyler's first Saturday, bad coffee, worse attitude. 3rd Saturday, good morning to my floor manager without prompting. 6th, a question about freight lanes that was almost curious. Small repairs. Real ones. There was a second wave I did not expect. 2 weeks later, Mark's mother arrived with a casserole and a speech about family unity. Unity, in her mouth, meant restore the car and pretend Thanksgiving never happened. I invited her to sit. I played the voice memo Diane had recorded when the insult landed, legal in our state for a participant, Rena confirmed. Mark's mother heard her grandson call me a midlife crisis. She cried into a napkin. Then she did something rare, she apologized to me, not for him. That distinction matters. Mark tried one more angle, couples counseling that framed me as financially aggressive. The therapist, after hearing the Thanksgiving line, asked Mark what respect looked like when it cost him nothing. He could not answer. We kept the counselor who does not accept boys will be boys as doctrine. I am not a saint. Some nights I still hear the insult under the clink of forks. Some nights I miss blended family catalog fiction, the group hug, the sponsored quilt. I do not miss the me who swallowed humiliation to keep a table pretty. People will say I destroyed a child. I refuse to keep building a man who destroys women. The difference is whether love requires your disappearance. Mark paid half a semester while he restructured his real business instead of his myth. We are still married, for now. Tyler is not my son. He is a human learning gravity. I can care about gravity without surrendering dignity. If you pay and still get ranked optional, hear me. Love is not a blank authorization form. Family is not a hierarchy that protects blood when blood is cruel. Fine is sometimes the kindest word before you take your life back. I want to tell you about the quiet week after the tow truck, because revenge stories online skip the ordinary hours, and ordinary hours are where character either holds or collapses. Monday morning, Tyler ate cereal standing up, as if sitting would mean he accepted the new rules. I made coffee for myself and did not ask if he wanted a ride. Mark left early for a coffee meeting that was really a panic meeting. The house felt larger without the performance of harmony. At school, according to a text Diane received from a mutual acquaintance, Tyler told friends the car was in the shop. Pride is a story we tell when the truth is embarrassing. By Wednesday the shop story had holes. Someone had seen the SUV in my company lot with a fleet sticker he used to peel off with his fingernail. Humiliation is a teacher with perfect attendance. Thursday night Mark tried romance as a refund policy. Flowers. The expensive kind. A note that said we are a team. I put the flowers in water because waste is not a moral high ground, and I put the note in a folder labeled evidence of pattern, not because I am cruel, but because patterns lie when they are only remembered as feelings. Friday, Rena called with a question I had not wanted to face. Claire, do you want a separation agreement drafted, or only financial boundaries inside the marriage? I stared at my warehouse camera feed, little rectangles of people doing honest work. I said, draft both. I will choose when I am not negotiating from adrenaline. Saturday warehouse shift number 2, Tyler dropped a carton and flinched as if I would scream. I did not scream. I showed him how to res tack without crushing corners. He said, Dad says you're trying to replace his mother by punishing me. I said, I am not replacing anyone. I am refusing to be furniture. He was quiet for a long time among the shelves. Then, why did you even marry him? I could have given a speech about hope. I gave him the adult answer. Because I believed he would grow into the man he described, and I stayed too long after the description expired. That night I walked the neighborhood alone. October air. Porch lights. Other families behind glass, performing their own Thanksgivings in advance. I thought about every woman who has been told she is too sensitive for noticing disrespect. Sensitivity is not the disease. Disrespect is. On Sunday, Mark sat at the kitchen table with bank statements he had finally printed. He said, I didn't know how much you were carrying. I said, you knew enough to never ask. Knowing and admitting are different countries. We made a temporary agreement in writing, witnessed by Rena on a video call. Mark would assume Crestwood or choose a different school within 14 days. Tyler would complete the warehouse hours if he wanted driving privileges through the company, under supervision, never as ownership. Mark would attend counseling weekly. I would not restore automatic payments for lifestyle items without a written request and a respect baseline we defined in plain English. No public humiliation, no ranking language, no using the child as a shield for adult cowardice. Paper is not love. Paper is how love stops being a hostage situation. I slept better that night than I had in months, not because the story ended, but because I had stopped starring as the unpaid producer of everyone else's comfort. If you take nothing else from my story, take this: you can love people and still invoice reality. You can forgive and still not finance. You can be a soft heart with a hard boundary, and the world will call you cold until it needs your warmth again. By then, you will know the difference between being needed and being valued. Only one of those is worth your life. My name is Claire Hart. He told me not to correct his son. So I corrected the system that raised him. The car left at dawn. The lesson stayed. Every Thanksgiving after, when someone reaches for a cheap joke at someone else's expense, the room remembers the year contempt lost its funding. If you are in your own quiet accounting, you are not cold for choosing self-respect. You are finally warm enough to stop freezing for people who call your warmth a utility. Stay steady. Document everything. Do not explain boundaries to people committed to crossing them. Never confuse someone else's child with your permission to be erased. And if anyone tells you that protecting your dignity is a scene, remember, the scene started when they ranked you. You only stopped paying for the tickets. This is a true story of family betrayal and quiet revenge, the kind that does not need shouting to change a household forever. If it mirrored something in your life, you are not alone. Subscribe if you want more family revenge stories told with calm precision, not chaos. And tell me in the comments, what would you have taken back first, the car, the tuition, or the silence?